This is the biology exam review for Unit 5. I'll read through the multiple choice questions and then give you the answer. If you need to take a moment to think about the answer, just hit pause. We start with, what does a virus need to replicate? It needs a host cell. Which event might induce a virus to enter a lytic cycle after being dormant for several years? Emotional stress. What is the function of the flagellum? Movement. Which describes most types of viruses? Genetic material wrapped in a protein coat. Organelles called contractile vacuoles enable a protist to do what? Which describes organisms in the kingdom fungi? Heterotrophic eukaryotes. Which is the least likely to be a suitable environment for protists? Dry sand. A tapeworm invades the human digestive system. It obtains food from the human and deposits bacteria in the large intestine. This is an example of what? Parasitism. Which is the smallest? A cold virus. Which do scientists use to classify protists into groups? Their method of obtaining food. Algae differ from plants because they do not have what? Leaves, roots, and stems. Algae blooms and red tides are caused by protists from what phylum? Pyrophyta. The capsid of a virus is made of what? Protein. Which is an advantage of fragmentation? Broken fungi can reproduce new organisms. True or false? Cocciviruses are circular in shape. That's for bacteria, not viruses. Prokaryotes have their DNA in the cytoplasm. That's true. Bacteria reproduce by binary fission. That's true. Fungi can reproduce by budding. That's true. Fungi need a warm, moist place to grow. True. Bacteria can be helpful to the environment. True. All bacteria are aerobic. False. Viruses are alive. Also false. Algae can be used in food. True. Mushrooms have spores. True, they're on the gills. And antibiotics can stop the spread of a viral infection. That's false. They can stop the spread of a bacterial infection. Fill in the blank. The genetic material of a virus is blank or blank. DNA or RNA. Algae is classified by their blank. Color. Bacteria are classified by their blank. Shape. Bacteria or fungi that are breaking down a dead tree into nutrient-rich soil are acting as blank. Decomposers. The false foot of an amoeba is called a blank. Pseudopodia. Rod-shaped bacteria are called blank. Bacillus. Some bacteria cause diseases. These bacteria are called blank. Pathogens. Hair-like structures used for movement in protists are called blank. Cilia. Blank is a term that means able to make food using light. Photoautotrophic. Mushroom spores are found on the blank. Gills. Blank is a scientific word for unable to move. Non-modal. Blank are tiny cells that can grow into a new organism. Bacteria can cause disease by secreting blank, which is another word for poison. Toxin. The function of hyphae on bread mold is blank, to anchor it. For the short answer, some bacteria are obligate anaerobes. Explain. Can't live in the presence of oxygen. What is the danger of overusing antibiotics? The bacteria can become resistant to the antibiotic. And define and describe the lytic cycle. Attachment is when the virus attaches itself to the host. Entry is when the DNA goes into the host cell. It then reproduces the viral DNA. It assembles itself by putting on a new protein coat. Lysis is when the cell ruptures and the new viruses are emitted and spread. Why do we label the bottom of the Petri dish? So we'll know what the sample is even if the top is removed. That concludes the review